podcast is powered by MonkeyKnifeFight.com.
Woo! Praise the Lord! Hey!
We make plays every day, yeah. We make plays every day, yeah.
Every day.
We make plays every day, yeah. We make plays every day.
You better believe in something.
We make plays every day, yeah. We make plays every day.
Get you to the promised land.
We make plays every day, yeah. We make plays every day, yeah.
Hey, welcome to the Real Fantasy Playmakers. I am your host, Bogart Scott-Free, and making his triumphant return, making his return like Jesus even. It's my man, representing Lord Don't Lose podcast, the Fantasy Football Lord. What's happening, my brother?
What it do, man? I can't call it, man. I'm trying to surpass Jesus. You feel me?
I heard that.
That what the goal is, or whoever people think Jesus is. I'm trying to beat that. You feel me?
Right? You feel me? Hey, and you know what? That's what he would want for you. You know what I mean? They want that. Whatever something you believe in that's greater. You know what I mean? It wants us to be even that much more greater. You know what I mean? At least we want to believe it. You want to hope that, right? You know what I mean? Have the faith that is true. And check this out, Playmakers. You know what I'm saying? For those of y'all that aren't familiar with the Fantasy Football Lord, you can go and check our previous episode. I brought him on in this past offseason. He has one hell of an origin story. You know what I mean? He definitely speaks the prophetic word, as they would say. And you know what I mean? And today, he's bringing that good word. We're bringing that sermon straight from the Lord. And we're talking about some breaking news, or maybe not so breaking. It's been a couple days now. The Matthew Stafford trade. And we're also going to break down, just only the biggest game of the year. You know what I'm saying? The climax and the pinnacle of the NFL, which is Super Bowl. In this case, Super Bowl 55. We're going to break that thing down. And before we get to all that, we're going to handle some quick housekeeping. Go ahead and follow me at the GMM Network on both IG and Twitter. You could also subscribe to the GMM Network on YouTube. You could also find our flagship show, the Real Fantasy Playmakers podcast, available on all streaming platforms. Spotify, give me money. Also, check us out on the Rum Boys Fantasy Network. We going live several times a week. Check out our flagship show, Rum Boys After Dark, live every Friday, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern. You know what I'm saying? We definitely dropping isms. You know what I'm saying? If y'all speak the language, you'll definitely appreciate us over there. Also, check us out at runboys.com. It's where you're going to find all our latest and greatest articles from all our innovative sports journalists. Shout out to the gang. And two more things, Playmakers. Check us out at milkandhoneytx.com for all your CBD wellness and all your CBD goodness. Like I said, visit milkandhoneytx.com. And Playmakers, you heard it at the beginning of this podcast. This joint is powered by MonkeyKnifeFight.com. Head on over to MonkeyKnifeFight.com. Download the Monkey Knife Fight app. Use promo code GMM. We'll match your first deposit all the way up to $50. Get in on this legal, legit daily fantasy sports prop action. Especially if you're in a participating state. We are on the rise. We're trying to get more states under the belt. One more again, that's promo code GMM in all caps. My brother, Fantasy Football Lord. Let them know where they can find you, and let them know where they can find the podcast.
Hey, man, y'all could get at your boy on Twitter, at Lord Don't Lose. And then on Instagram, it's at Fantasy Football Lord. Just mess with me on that. Got the podcast thing going, and we just dropping it like it hot, man.
Right? You feel me? It's moving like good dope. I'll tell you that much. You know
Hey, what that thing you said, Carl? It was something you just said, like something like a milk dud or something. What was that?
The milk dud? Milk and Honey TX.
Milk and Honey. Okay,
yeah, it's our CBD. But we're sponsored by a CBD brand. You know what I mean? Milk and Honey TX for all the CBD wellness and all your CBD goodness.
That's a good name right there. Milk and honey. I
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shit. We try to get to the land of milk and honey, where our pockets are filled with money. You know what I'm saying? Praise the Lord. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Right? Okay, so check this out, Lord. Oh yeah, actually, let them know where they. Oh, you already let them know, right? Where they can find a podcast, because that shit is dope. The Lord
For
don't
sure.
lose. That shit is dope. Like I mean, like I must have got so many isms throughout the course of the off season and the regular season. You know what I mean? You bring on a lot of captivating guests. Shout out to Corey Parson too, man. He's one of the dudes that like I used to listen to his shit back in like 2013, man. Like he's OG in the industry.
Yeah. He a person who really who helping me really take the next step forward in the game. You know what I'm saying? So that's my man's right there, for real, for real.
Oh yeah, man. Hey man, he know how to navigate, man. Like I've seen him everywhere. Like I said, since 2013, bro. You know what I mean? And he's been a part of big networks. You know what I'm saying? I've seen him. You know, I've seen him a part of that thing. What is it? FNTSY? That thing blew up, man. At one point, I know he's since moved on, but dude is awesome. Shout out to Corey Parson, the fantasy executive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. That's the big homie.
Okay, so Lord, tell me about this Stafford trade, man. Like, you know, I mean, how do you feel about it? Like, let's start fantasy wise. You know, I mean, off top, Cups, Woods and Cup. We like this.
Yeah. So, you know, initially what I thought was, and of course, to be honest, on your show right here is the first time I'm really gonna speak about it, because I ain't even do it on social media, because you know everybody was.
Yeah, that's true.
And during the fact that it's close to the Super Bowl, I wanted to hear more. I want to hear more about Brady and Mahomes rather than Stafford and Goff. But to answer your question, as far as fantasy, well, this is obviously it's good for everybody on the Rams offense. And that's not anything crazy. Like, we all know that on the surface, right? Because we all know that Matthew Stafford is a better quarterback than Jared Goff. That's no question.
Say that again.
Matthew Stafford has been part of what you call a snake bit franchise, which is the Detroit Lions for his whole career.
Right.
And it like the Lions are like the Jets, and you know the Falcons are snake bitten a certain way as well. You know. But the Lions, you know, they haven't won a playoff game.
Bengals too. Bengals could be one of them. Snake bitten.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So for fantasy purposes, the Rams will get a bigger, a stronger arm quarterback. Matthew Stafford still got one of the strongest quarterback arms in the game. Deep accuracies, big. That's something that we didn't depend on. When Jared Goff was the quarterback for the Rams, they kind of tried to make it. I don't know how to put it. Make it easier.
Yeah, they basically schemed everything open for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So the whole zone run off of the play action thing that was going for them.
Exactly.
Now, if the Rams could do that, plus use Matthew Stafford's physical gifts, it'll be well worth the trade, despite the fact that Matthew Stafford will play the next season at 33 years old. That's not an old age for a quarterback. That's kind of like middle of the prime for the quarterback age, you know. So we ain't worried about the age. Goff is 26 years old, so there's an age gap there, but there's also a big ass talent gap.
Yes.
So I would say that I like the value for Robert Woods more than I do Cooper Kupp, because Cooper Kupp had an extremely good rapport with Jared Goff.
It's true.
Hell, the two was even like best of friends in real life. They were roommates in camp. Cooper Kupp's first year.
He lived with him.
Yeah. So they had a real life rapport, and you've seen it on the field. One of the games this season, Cooper Kupp had a game where he had 21 targets.
Yep.
So,
against the Dolphins.
Yeah. So he had that game. He ain't gonna get that, with Stafford, but he could still be reliable, but I do favor Woods more just because of the big play making ability. He's a faster guy. You kind of give Cup the edge on the route running, but it's good for everybody, man. And Stafford will also be helped by these two players. The Lions didn't have the running game in the running scheme that the Rams have. For the Rams to do what they done with Goff at quarterback, it just leaves room for growth as to what they could do now that they got Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford gonna fuck around and have his best year simply just by not playing for the Lions. You feel me?
You ain't lying. You ain't lying. And I mean, like you said, with Cam Akers, you know what I mean? And then even Henderson, you know, Henderson more so in the passing game. And Cam Akers, he got some hands too, you know what I mean? So it's definitely going to be a big load off of Matthew Stafford's shoulders, like, because he definitely shouldered the entire load over there with the Lions. They were just all the way cursed ever since Barry Sanders left, pretty much, when it came to their running backs.
Even the days when he had Megatron, it just the Lions never had they never had defense consistently.
It's true.
In a span of a day, he went from one of the shittiest defenses to all of a sudden the top 5 defense in the NFL. So, you know, and he's a good quarterback. So now it's a good thing that's happened for Stafford at this time in his career before he got too old. Because like I said, age 33 is not an old age for a quarterback who's still performing at a high level. My only question is, why couldn't the Lions hook up Barry Sanders and Calvin Johnson like they did for Matt Stafford? That's my only question, man.
Yeah.
They made them two dudes retire too early, man.
Yeah.
They said, I ain't playing for no goddamn Lions, man.
Yeah, real talk.
They couldn't do that for my boy Megatron, though.
Right? And man, you know, the Lions, I think it really boils down to ownership too, man. Like, now I think the daughter took over or whatnot, and I don't really see too much changing. I mean, hopefully, you know what I mean? They could turn that thing around. I mean, they acquired enough draft picks, I guess, you know what I mean, to build a foundation of young players. But we all know with these picks, they tend to be overrated on paper because, you know, we're not going to know who really wins this trade till a couple years from now. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, man. Exactly. When you getting the player, you know what you're getting. When you get the picks, you're getting something that's hope right there. That's hope.
Yeah.
It's just like the Deshaun Watson thing, man. If you hurting that quarterback, do what you got to do to get, bruh, man.
Real talk. I mean, anyone who gets Watson too, they're gonna give up a significant amount of capital. That Watson might need to shoulder a ton of the load just right out the gate. Like if he goes to like the Jets, I mean they're obviously in rebuild mode. I feel like if Watson was to go to like the Dolphins, they got a lot of things in place already as far as the defense.
Well, what they looking for over there? It just came out today: 2 firsts, 2 seconds, and two young defensive starters.
Yeah. So I mean, let's play hypothetical real quick. So if the Jets, what they probably give up, like maybe like May and maybe like C.J. Mosley. You know what I mean?
I would say it would. I would even go as far to say Quinn Williams because C.J. Mosley, he ain't that young,
and he got a bag.
Yeah, and he coming off injuries and stuff. And I don't. And for that defense, Marcus May and then Quentin Williams, I don't know who else is like viable.
Yeah.
That anybody would even want at this point, man.
Yeah. Yeah, because the Dolphins, they got some depth, they got a bunch of former New England guys, and then you do got Caserio over there now, who was from that New England that New England organization. So maybe there will be some leverage there in talks as far as the correlation between Brian Flores and Caserio. But either way, going back to Jared Goff, like I feel bad for him the most because it's like, they're probably gonna draft someone young. and he's just gonna
Yeah.
he's gonna be a bridge quarterback. You know, we're probably gonna see Goff, you know, throw a ton more. I mean, you know, it is Anthony Lynn over there. We've seen Anthony Lynn, you know, recently with Herbert, and then earlier than that with Phillip Rivers. You know, so they probably will be a passing offense that does try to establish the run. Either way, I you know, if I'm
The only question is we got to figure out who he gonna be throwing that bit to.
yeah,
Like,
I was about to say that. Like, are they gonna franchise tag Galladay? Because I think if they're rebuilding, why pay him? You know what I mean? He's gonna want a decent bag. You know what I mean?
and then he not a extremely young dude. I believe he aged 27 right now. If he ain't 27 right now, he'll be 27 when
the year
next
starts.
season starts. So it's not like he that young dude get into his first contract at 24, 25 years old.
Yeah.
He getting, you know what I'm saying? So that's something to think about as well. They got Marvin Jones who got to be re-signed. I could see a scenario where ain't now one of them on the roster.
Yep. And we're looking at Quentin Cephas. Shout out to my man Q.
Yeah.
So and then you know, for DeAndre Swift, does it, you know, with Anthony Lynn there and now Jared Goff, who has been known to, you know, to throw to the running back position, does this move the needle at all for you for DeAndre Swift?
Yeah, so I think he'll have an opportunity as far as usage goes. I mean, he had a significant amount of touches taken away from him from Adrian Peterson and Kearon Johnson, but I just chalk that up to him being a rookie. He has the skill. He's the most skilled running back that the Lions have had this early on in their career, probably since Barry Sanders. The only thing about that is, again, he plays for this snake bit franchise. Look what's around him.
Yeah. We're gonna need to depend on his pass catching, because if there are a team that's gonna be playing from behind because of that defense,
right. And that's what he gonna eat at from that opportunity. And when you talking about fantasy, it should be opportunity for him for him there. It's other guys in his draft class that I would take ahead of him.
Yeah.
Let's just see what they do in the offseason. Right now, he's the only thing worth looking at right now, and that's strictly because of opportunity.
Yeah. And I think, you know, in a 12-team redraft, I could see him being like, you know, a back of the 4th round, early 5th round guy.
Yeah, for sure.
I love that.
I wouldn't be mad if he was my 3rd running back right now.
Yeah, hell yeah. Especially because with Anthony Lynn, we've seen him with Austin Eckler. We've seen him with Melvin Gordon. They are going to throw the ball to the running back. The running back will run some routes. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I love it for Swift. And you know, maybe they franchise tag Kenny Galladay, because I still think he's still, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? A viable enough receiver that he does draw number 1 coverage. So, you know,
he really good when he playing for sure. I thought he was gonna be. I had him down as a top 5 finisher in fantasy. Me too. And I think he could have done that had he played. But you know that he just got hit with the injury, so. You know, we'll see next season. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's get right into the Super Bowl, man. So, you know, we got the GOAT, Tom Brady, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You know what I mean? Just doing the unthinkable. When I say unthinkable, you can't see me. I was putting it in air quotes because, bro, they got Tom Brady. They had that defense, you know, all that personnel that they had on that defense. They had all that personnel on offense. I'm not surprised they got all the way to the chip. You know what I mean? And then you got young Patrick Mahomes. I mean, what else is there to be said that hasn't been said, right? They back there. You know, there is some cool storylines here. You got, the first AFC team to go back-to-back, you know, in a while, right?
Yeah.
And, you got Tom Brady, who was there to stop the last young quarterback from going back-to-back. That was when they should have ran the ball. Right, and then Malcolm Butler picked it off. He stopped Russell Wilson from getting 2 in a row. So, and ironically, the last guy who got 2 in a row was Tom Brady. So now here we are in that situation again.
He had Tom Brady was actually the quarterback that the last time the Chiefs didn't make a Super Bowl.
It was Tom Brady.
It was the Patriots.
Yeah. And here we are, the storylines that people were all paying attention to.
It's like a movie, man.
It really is.
It's unbelievable, man.
Like, and what was it? What you remember the offseason conversation? Oh, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Like, who's better without who, Brady or Belichick? And like right now, bro, it looks like Brady was.
It's definitely you got to give it to Brady right now. And I'm one of the people who said it would be Belichick. However, the thing about it is Belichick more than likely can coach longer than Tom Brady could play. But then again, who knows? Because the man just threw 40 touchdowns.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? For real. He's talking about
who really know, man.
He's talking about he'll play past 45 today, like in that Super Bowl in the media day. He was talking about, I'm if I can, I'll play past 45. And bro, I'm not putting it past him, bro. Like, I think I'm gonna start eating avocado ice cream for real, bro. Like,
hey, I've been heavy on my avocado. I don't eat the avocado ice cream.
Yeah,
but you eat
avocado's fire,
bro.
Straight. Yeah, you got to get them good fats, bro. You know what I mean? Got to get them good fats. You know what I'm saying? So let's go down to some little bit of breakdown here. I mean, right now as it stands, Vegas got it +3 for the Bucks. You know what I mean? We also got another cool storyline. They're at home. It's the first ever.
Yeah.
Ironic. Yeah, right. I know, right? It's like Tom Brady gets all the firsts, right? Like, listen, if anyone's gonna do it first, it's Tom, right? I mean, right? Like, he's like trying to get the record for records. You know what I mean? Like, I swear, bro. Like, so, you got them at home. They're the home underdogs in the first ever, Super Bowl hosted by a home team. You know what I mean? And you got the Chiefs defense, who their weakness is like, again. Their obvious weakness is stopping the run. Tom Brady and them, they throw 54% of the time versus the run ratio, so they're a little more even kill. On the other side, you cannot run on the Buccaneers, right? They're a top run defense. But then the Chiefs, they throw at like a whopping 58% of the time they're throwing the ball. So, you know what I mean?
And the Chiefs don't run well either.
No.
So the thing about that is this will be a good match. It will be a better matchup for the Bucs on defense if the Chiefs did run well.
Yeah.
But they don't anyway, and that's how they beat them the first time. Now the Bucs did make a comeback effort. I kind of feel like the Chiefs took their foot off the gas a little bit.
I was gonna say it was a little bit of there was some garbage time there too in the fourth quarter
but at the same time, the Chiefs couldn't stop the bleeding once Tom Brady got going.
Yep.
And despite the fact that the Chiefs are known for not being able to stop the run, they can be had in the passing game as well.
Yep.
They are an opportunistic defense. I compare their defense to the Browns. They have guys who could make plays in certain spots. Obviously, the guy that comes to mind is Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu.
Yep.
He's the problem, man. His football instincts are just the best.
He's a ball magnet. Like, he not only does he have the intelligence and the instincts, he still has the physical skill set. You know what I mean? To apply it out there on the field, like he's cutting routes. He's doing it all. He's rushing the passer too.
That could be a change. That could be a difference maker for the Chiefs defense. I think both pass rushes will have to get to the opposing quarterback, and that's what's going to dictate the game, I think.
Yeah. Like the last time they played, the Chiefs' offensive line, they held up that pass rush fairly well. You know what I mean? But now this time around, you're already gonna be without Eric Fisher. I know their center's banged up, and I know their right tackle or their right guard, I forget which one it is, but
right tackle. They'll be missing their two right tackles.
Yes. So now you're gonna be down 3 linemen here. And like, you would say, okay, well, maybe this pass rush will be able to tee off on Mahomes. He is very slippery in the pocket, but also, if you think about it, all year long, the Chiefs' offense haven't had the same combination of 5 linemen, so they've been moving things around all year. And now here, let me ask you something, Lord. We used to have a rule, don't bet against Tom and the Patriots. I'm kind of having that. I'm starting to believe that rule now is don't bet against Mahomes and the Chiefs.
Hey man, the way this goes, man, I'm still feeling like don't bet against
Tom Brady.
It's just the ball always seems to bounce his way, man. If you go back to the 2019
against the Falcons,
2019 AFC Championship game, the Chiefs are a D4 offside away from going to the end.
They picked off Brady. Even worse, they picked him off.
It would have been his 3rd pick of the game.
Yep.
Do you know what the narrative would have been?
He's done.
Had that held up.
He's done. He would have been done.
He's done. Except what happens? They go on to the Super Bowl. The Patriots defense powers them to the W.
Yep.
In the narrative, the different narrative continues. But like I say, the ball always bounces the man's way. What a coincidence that,
Remember the Julian Edelman catch? The Julian Edelman catch, bro. That bounced.
Oh, my God.
That bounced his way for surely. Like that.
Ball always bounces. And the drive prior to that, Julio Jones made a catch that we would be talking about as one of the best in Super Bowl history. Yeah. Had they held on to win that game, but now what we talk about, right, is the Julian Edelman catch.
Yeah,
it's crazy, and how ironic. Just 2 weeks ago, or a week and a half ago, NFC Championship. 8 seconds left in the half.
Woof! Scotty too hottie. Oh my God!
Mike Patton calls man coverage. Don't get me wrong, Kevin King, you gotta be on your shit, man.
Yeah, bro.
You gotta be.
Kevin King got burned. I mean,
it just bounces. It just that like Tom, just that dude, man. And it's until he get knocked off for real. Ain't nothing really like this was Aaron Rodgers' chance. I was pushing for that. Aaron Rodgers is really the GOAT, and he's going to show you in this game, and they're going to win. And then until they lost.
Now, I was with you on that. I think I was more biased because I love Aaron Rodgers and I want to see him get it. But the reality is like, Tom Brady, the worst thing that the world could have done, the world of football, was doubting Tom Brady, and that we were all done for at that point. Because you don't want to give that man any fuel. I think like if everyone just outright admitted it, he's the best ever, that would be more pressure. You know what I mean? Like it would be just like the fact that they're always questioning it. He's just constantly proving it over and over again.
And it's like it's not even like Aaron Rodgers had a good game. He ain't the one. He ain't the one who threw the 3 picks. But hey.
And he ain't the one who called for the field goal neither. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And with all that being said, this is why, I feel like something crazy could happen in this Super Bowl despite what the Chiefs have. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have an offense and players at receiver that could make these DBs look silly again. It's just that, we've already touched on it. You're missing the 2 right tackles. You've seen what this Buccaneers front 7 has been doing. You've seen it versus the Saints.
Swiss cheese.
You've seen it versus the Packers. Yep. So you got Pierre-Paul, who is revitalized, and he got new blood now. He's a new player again.
He's like all he needed to do was get rid of 1 finger, and who would have thought? 9 fingers JPP, he's killing it.
And now you got Shaq Barrett coming at them 2 backup tackles. It could get scary. And then you still got Ndamukong Suh. You got Vita Vea, who's back. who's now he just got his feet wet in the NFC Championship.
Then you got
now
Davis.
He really finna get it in.
Don't forget Davis and White also. You know what I mean?
Well, White,
Devin White.
How can you forget White? He's the best player on that defense. He do it all. Like, my man, 10 sacks, all pro. I don't know how he didn't make the Pro Bowl, but that's why the Pro Bowl has no merit. All pro is where it's at. They'll get back a stud safety who didn't play in the NFC Championship game, Antoine Winfield, the rookie.
Winfield. And then I like him a lot, man. Whitehead also. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. These dudes so they will come out more prepared than what they were when they faced the Chiefs in the regular season.
Yeah. Like, for surely they're not – Tyreek Hill's not going 200 yards. That's for damn sure. You know what I mean?
You can't let that happen. No. I'd rather have – if I'm the Bucs, I'd rather have Travis Kelce go for 100 than Tyreek go for 200. Because if Tyreek go for 200, that's at least 2 touchdowns.
I mean –
If Kelce go for 100 – that might not be a touchdown.
Yeah, because he's a possession guy too. So, like, it could be he could just rack up. Like, if they're playing from behind, Kelce probably has a greater stat line at yards over Hill. Because if Hill has a bigger game, it's more than likely it means the Chiefs are winning because they're going to get up. They're going to try to take shots down the field to Hill early. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that could work to their advantage.
Yeah.
Like, you would,
because if you're not going to connect,
if you're the Chiefs, you want to hope that one of the other receivers could win you the game, like McCole Hardman or Sammy Watkins.
Yep.
Because they are focused on Tyreek Hill, and Sammy Watkins is somebody who could get that shit done because he had a good Super Bowl last year.
Yeah, man, I'm a Niner fan. I will never forget it.
He would chopping their ass up.
He sure was. and like, then even if you look at the Chiefs defense, bro, they give up booty to the tight end position. So we could see Gronk and Cameron Brate have a game here. Because, like you said, the Chiefs secondary is definitely better than their run defense. But the Chiefs secondary, they are at the top of the league in the regular season. They were one of the top 5 teams giving up a pass plays 20 yards or more. So, maybe Scotty Miller could pop a big one. Even Mike Evans still stretches the field every so often. You know what I mean? I think Mike Evans is even just his size alone. He's a matchup nightmare for
they're going to have a problem with that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? For a Breland.
Then they get that boy AB.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll be happy if AB give him a Super Bowl, man, because folks wanted that man to fail so bad.
Real talk, bro. And I mean, to go from like throwing gummy bags at dicks and his story was crazy to get somewhere where it was kind of like the Patriots way. Like, good thing they had Tom Brady, who is the definition of the Patriots way, where he's like, listen, AB, you're gonna come here, you're gonna live with me, we're gonna make sure you ain't fucking around. You're in your home state of Florida. So it's like, it was a lot of trust there. Like, listen, man, this is your opportunity, and we're gonna go. And now here they are. He has a chance to play in the Super Bowl.
If the Bucs want to help themselves, that they could actually look at some film, and I don't doubt that they didn't do this. I'm sure they did. In week 14 or 15, 16, one of them,
when they played the Falcons.
When they played the Falcons. Now, the thing about this, the Falcons' defense,
they figured it out, bro.
They have similar personnel to that on the Bucs. The Bucs just have better players to do it.
Yeah.
So, if they could figure that out and hold, like, basically, if the Bucs defense plays like they've played throughout these playoffs, they're going to win the game.
And there's going to be some kind of magic in the air for them. They're at home. They want to make history. A lot of young guys. Then a mix of some veterans as well. Like Sue. And JPP. I mean, obviously JPP got one before with the Giants, but Sue's on a mission. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of great narratives for the Bucks, and
now that being said, too, Patrick Mahomes is off. They still win.
Yeah.
And he ain't off. He wasn't off in the game that they did lose this year.
Nope.
So if he's on,
and think about this, Lord. In Patrick Mahomes' playoff history, there's only been one game. Actually, there hasn't been any games where he had to play back from a double-digit deficit at one point or another. You know what I mean? Like, this goes all the way back to the January 29th.
They was just down by 9 to the Bills. When they were down that early by 9, there was no worry for me for the Chiefs at that point.
Nope. Matter of fact, even the fact that when they missed the extra point to make it 9 and not 10 points, I was like, oh, you needed that point. I was like,
you need every point you can get.
Everything. You need everything, bro. And like, think about this too. Even against the Browns, like, obviously he got hurt mid fourth quarter, but he wasn't playing lights out. Like, he kind of plays himself into the zone. You know what I mean? Like, he seemed a little out of sync a lot of times. And then that second half,
you need a real lead versus this team, because just like that Falcons game could show you, you could play right with them all along. Then boom, he hit DeMarcus Robinson for the deep touchdown pass, and then it was a wrap. No, what had happened was AJ Terrell played perfect coverage on Tyreek Hill.
Yep.
He dropped the interception.
Yeah,
you don't give him another chance. You don't give it touchdown. Well, the same can be said for the guy on the other side. Don't give Tom Brady another chance. He gave you 3 picks, and you made 6 points out of that. Don't give him another chance. Don't give these dudes no chances. They are here for a reason.
Yeah. Hey, man, Raheem Morris, man, low key, Raheem Morris. Like, he'd be a great D coordinator somewhere. If you know what I mean. Like, is he?
Yeah. He's with the Rams now.
Oh, word! I missed that.
Yeah. He with the Rams, defensive coordinator for the Rams. So they got a good one, man.
Damn! Wow.
The Rams go for cutthroat, man. That's what I like about them. They don't care about no picks, though.
They don't.
They want to get these players that can help them win.
They want to win now. Like, it's kind of like
they went and got Ramsey. Now they got Stafford. They went and got Cooks a while back. When they found out he wasn't that dude,
they got rid of.
Like, they not with that bullshit.
Even before that, they went and got Sammy Watkins.
Yeah, once they realized that wasn't it, you gone. Like, they don't got no time to waste, man.
And Sean McVay, he just dealt with what he played with the hand he was dealt, because Goff was there when he got there, and then now and before they got Stafford, they were inquiring about Aaron Rodgers. Did you hear that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They don't play no games.
They don't fuck around, bro. Hey, respect, man. And I'm a 49ers fan, so I kind of wanted Stafford, but now that he landed in my division, I'm like, damn, it's such
it's tough.
Yeah, it sure is. You know what I'm saying?
You can make up for that by getting Watson.
Let's go. Hey, listen, I'm like trying to make the phone call. I'm like, look, John Lynch, you see what the Rams is doing? You ain't been the greatest on hitting on your first round picks either, John Lynch.
Well, this is the thing. So we know what they want now, right?
Yeah.
So who would be the 2 young defensive players that, as a 49ers fan, you'd be willing to give up?
To be honest, bro, like, for Watson, that's probably the only way I'd be like, okay, Fred Warner's gonna get paid soon here. He needs, I mean, that was his contract year. So, no, this is his contract year coming up. So either they give him an extension already, or he's gonna play it, or he might even hold out. You never know. So maybe Fred Warner. I would hate it, or it can't be both Fred Warner or Bosa. It can't be both of them, but have to be.
No, it won't. I don't see it being Bosa.
No, not at all. So Fred Warner would probably be and then maybe Armstead. You know what I mean?
Maybe a DB or something.
Maybe a DB. Maybe we give him Ward, or maybe we give him because Witherspoon is on the way out. Tart is on the way out. Sherm is on the way out. I mean, we're going to see a total overhaul. So it's really going to come down to like Fred Warner plus,
Yeah, it'll be interesting, man. Cause you do now. I will say this, man. If Deshaun Watson, honestly, I think there's about 16 teams, 16 to 20 teams that's trying to get Watson.
Yeah,
that's just my guess, right? If he get with the Niners, though,
yeah,
it's
a wrap. It's a wrap, bro. Like, I mean, you're getting him with Shanahan. Like, look at Shanahan's thumbprint.
It is a wrap.
It's a wrap, bro. It's a wrap. And like that's why I like. And you know what's a bitch, bro? They came out today. I read some shit. It might have been yesterday or today, but they came out and said Jimmy G's our man. And I'm just hoping they're lying. You know what I mean? Because coaches will lie. You know what I mean? I'm like, throw the smoke screen. You feel me? Because listen, man, Jimmy. I had a saying, bro, in 2019. My saying was, we're winning ugly, we're handsome Jimmy. Because, bro, like, we were winning, but in spite of him. You know what I mean? Like,
and that's what happens when you have defense.
Yes.
But you see how it goes. We know that for the 49ers during a Super Bowl year last season, right?
Yep.
But it's different when it's Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
It's Tom Brady didn't got. Like, come on, bro. Like,
yeah, like
even Tom Brady would tell you. But it's the folks, man, the fans, the media sports people, man, that who do it, man.
Yeah.
Like, just giving the Buccaneers defense. They done carried this team in these playoffs.
Like, if I was to say the one weakness for the Bucks defense is, their young corners. Although,
it's that corner. It's that corner. For
sure.
Sure.
Although they're like Marcus Peter wannabes, where they're ultra aggressive, bro. Ultra aggressive. Like, they trying to jump every route. You know what I mean?
And now they can do it sometime, and they'll get a big play off of it.
Oh yeah. I mean, shit. Look at Marcus. Was it Murphy Bunting? The motherfucker got a pick every game so far. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then every so often he's gonna give up a big play too. But so they're very opportunistic, and they don't really need to be lights out when you have an active front seven like that. Just pressuring the passer. You know what I mean? So they're getting a bunch of disrupted passes for them to try to make plays on. You know what I mean? So I really feel, for the Bucks, quote unquote weakness on their defense, that is Mahomes' strength is the passing game. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be interesting on both sides. Man, don't let Tom Brady get a lead. You know what I'm saying? And like, and with a lead, be able to establish that run, because you're gonna have
because the thing about the Tampa Bay, they can run.
Yeah, they sure can, and I feel like
and they will use that to win the game if they controlling the game. Like, they could win this. Like, Tom Brady, he ain't gotta throw for 275 yards.
Nah,
he could throw for 200.
For real though.
But if them boys is running at that D-line, a D-line that really only got one great playmaker,
Yeah.
We'll see, man. It's gonna be a good game, man.
Yeah, this one's. I'm excited, man. I mean, millions upon millions are gonna be watching. Obviously, you know what I mean. It's the biggest stage. We're all used to seeing Tom Brady on this stage, and we're getting
the Tom Brady Invitational.
Yes, and this is you got the new young bull. You know what I'm saying? The I don't want to call him the young goat, but that's what these youngsters are calling him.
I'm calling him the young goat.
I mean,
when he win this Super Bowl, it's gonna be different than when Tom Brady won.
Yeah,
his first two Super Bowls. This is why Tom Brady wasn't considered one of the best quarterbacks until that Randy Moss year.
Yeah, and they didn't even win it that year.
They didn't win that year. People have started identifying Patrick Mahomes the best quarterback in the game in his first year of starting.
Yep, 2018.
That's the difference. Tom Brady don't hold 24, 25-year-old Tom Brady don't hold Patrick Mahomes' jock, and it ain't close. That's why if he get this Super Bowl right here, like, Patrick Mahomes ain't gonna have to win 6 Super Bowls to be the GOAT.
Nah.
Understand?
Nah, I feel you.
Because he's better. But, we'll see, man. Tom Brady, the Super Bowl is his thing. He will not choke. If people are hoping that Tom Brady choke, you better stop wishing, because that ain't happening.
You feel me? And I'm having trouble choosing. You know what I mean? Like last Monday, I was on the Bucks because of the injuries to the line. For the Chiefs, and I was like, yo, I'm on the Bucks. And then I started kind of developing this narrative, like, damn, I don't know if I bet against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs now. So I'm leaning Chiefs right now as it stands. But I'm probably going to flip-flop.
What's the over-under?
It's at 56.
56.
Yeah.
Yeah. So right now, I would probably say Chiefs 31-24. That'll give you a 55 under.
Yeah. So as it stands right now, you would like the under. Like if you couldn't decide, you'll just take the under.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause I know this line. Like, I mean, call me crazy, bro, but like this might be like a pick'em Super Bowl by the time it gets down to the wire. Because
the fact that it's at 3 shows you that it won't, but it could definitely split in half and be one. But if it gets down to 1.5, that's a big jump.
That's what I'm saying.
That would make me change to the Bucks winning.
Yeah, because then you'd see Vegas. That's where Vegas is viewing it, because they obviously manipulate the lines due to betting and the public perception.
Yes.
Yeah. So now here's the $27 million question, Lord, and then we'll get you up out of here. So you right now, as it stands, who are you on for Super Bowl 55? Give me
Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, man. I'm all on Patrick Mahomes, man.
Let's go.
This is gonna be the start of a new era right here.
Okay.
It's like when Brady came in and knocked out the greatest show on turf.
Woo.
Right.
Yeah.
Now Mahomes got him one already. Now he finna just kick the dough in right now. And it's time, man. It's time to and the thing is, Mahomes has to take the torch. You can't wait till Tom retire.
Yeah.
Right now. Beat him right now.
He might be around for a cool minute. I mean, he probably got like yards and yards of avocado trees. And you know what I'm saying? Just on his property. You feel me? He's just like, he ain't going nowhere.
Give me Patrick Mahomes, though, man.
Yeah.
Best in the game.
Okay, I do got one more for you. Rapid fire at that 4th spot overall. What do you want your Falcons to do here, bro? Like, I mean, are we going young QB and then Matt Ryan could be like the mentor for a year and kind of the bridge quarterback? Like what are we doing here?
This is what I feel like, because of the contract situation, man.
You can't move on from
the fact that the Falcons, they had to been the best 4-12 team I ever seen. They were in every game.
Yeah. You ain't lying.
I think it would be best for them to actually trade back a couple spots and try to get one of the top defenders. Give that number 4 pick to a team that wants one of these quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Because at the top of the draft, like the first 6 or 7 picks, the best players are all offensive players.
Yeah.
You'll see quarterbacks and receivers and a tackle in that range. Mm-hmm. So why not trade it back and go for a guy like Micah Parsons, possibly that's the linebacker from Penn State, possibly Greg Russo, the rusher from Miami.
Yep.
Look for a defender. If they get a quarterback at 4, it just get them some guys who can help you right now. I don't feel like seeing them draft a backup quarterback for 2 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's true. And then in this day and age too, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, once that guy does get on the field, if he plays well, he's only gonna be like a year away from asking for money. So
we're not gonna see Jordan Love for another 2 years at least.
At least. And then
he got 2 years at least on that bench.
Yeah. Man, and you know what, bro? By that time, he might not even like he wasn't even the backup this year.
Wasn't even the backup. At least Aaron Rodgers was the backup.
For real though. Oh, Sam. Hey, man, Lord, man, always a pleasure, man. You know what I'm saying? We definitely got to do this more, man. You know, I got a great response from the first time you came on. You know what I mean? I enjoy your content. Playmakers, I encourage y'all to give him a follow. You know what I mean? Be sure to subscribe to the Lord Don't Lose podcast, available on all streaming platforms. What's your preference? You want them to hit up the Apple?
I mean, whatever you listen to it on, Apple, Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcasts, all that, man.
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate you reaching out and having me on for sure.
Oh, yeah, for sure, man. You know what I'm saying? Definitely Playmakers. You know, when if you do check him out on Apple, go ahead and give the man the 5-star review because he brings that 5-star content. You know what I'm saying? It will save all you wenches out there that are forsaken. The Lord will shine. He will shine light, perpetual light upon a path to righteousness. You know what I'm saying? Lord.
They're right.
Man, have a blessed day, my brother, and appreciate you again.
You too, man. Take it easy.
For sure. Peace.